and welcome to the bonus episode of Girl, Geek, and the Gay. I, once again, am Jose. Here on my left, the lovely Megan.
Hello.
And on my right, I got the beautiful Jaime.
Hi.
Hi. So, we just finished recording episode 6.
6?
Yeah, Loki. Loki. We just finished talking about Loki episode 5. But, we didn't want to put this part into that episode because we realized that a lot of people may not have dished out an extra $30 to watch Black Widow.
Yeah,
I did.
Well, yeah, but you're loaded. We all know this.
Well, and aside from that, it was going to be a really long episode. So
Yeah, well, that too.
Like a 2.5 hour episode or something.
Yeah, well, we figured we'd just cut it in half for you guys.
Yes.
You know, just so you guys don't have to pause and
Yeah.
then play later. Lazy.
Exactly. Well, that's a lot of work, Jose, especially in the podcast world.
Yeah.
Well, aside from that, we're going to heavily dive into, well, I don't know how heavily we're going to dive into it, but we're going to dive into Black Widow and maybe, definitely spoilers. It is just spoilers.
Spoilerifics.
For Black Widow.
Yeah, so if you haven't seen it, you could come back later. If you have seen it, join us. Also, let us know what you think. Once again, I didn't do this in the last episode, but I do want to say thank you to everybody that does listen. Appreciate it so much. Don't know what's going on in your life that you're listening to us, but
Thank you, hi, Miss Friends.
Yeah, seriously.
May, you have friends too, Jose.
I don't.
I listened.
I've
I
been
listened
through
for
this.
you. Remember?
Yeah.
I don't listen to this. My cousin quoted me, and I was like, "Who said that?" I was like, "That's funny." She's like, "You did," and I was like, "Oh."
We're like, wow, I'm hilarious.
I was like, "Wow."
She's like, I heard it in a podcast somewhere.
Yeah. Megan has a lot of fans on my side, like we talked about. So people are like, "Oh, I like your friend Meg. What about me, y'all?" No, I'm just kidding. You know me.
That's why they don't.
Wow, they don't like me, Jose. Wow,
I adore
see.
you.
I know you do.
That's just
Thank you.
facts.
And you tell me that all the time, and I appreciate that.
Of course.
You. Megan just glares at me.
I think you're
That's how she
fine.
tells you.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah.
That's an
thank
ultimate
you.
compliment.
Yes, I feel like I've been, like promoting through like the ranks with Megan, so I can appreciate that.
I absolutely don't hate you.
Yeah.
And I
I'm
don't
at the don't
actively
hate
root
level.
against you. So.
I think we're friends. She just doesn't want to say it.
No.
Not there yet. Dang. Okay, I tried.
So I went to the movie theaters to watch this because I was not gonna miss a chance to see Scarlett Johansson on the big screen.
Yes.
I am in love with Scarlett
You
Johansson.
posted that, and I thought you were talking about The Rock.
Yeah, that's
It made no sense.
Well, I just wanted to take a picture of the screen, and I'm not trying to take pictures, while everybody, because it was packed.
Oh, was it?
Like, thankfully, the seat next to me was empty.
On
and
both
then,
sides?
Well, the other side was a wall.
Oh,
So,
cool.
so I had space.
Yeah.
But it was packed.
Oh.
And oh my god, I'm gonna have to rewatch this because there was a guy
Oh no.
like a few rows ahead, and his laugh.
Oh my God.
Oh
Wait, why
my
was he
God,
laughing?
like-
What the heck?
And there were funny moments.
Okay.
But his laugh, like it just resonated. It was louder than everybody else. Like he went to the bathroom once, and I knew.
Nice. Wow.
I
like,
knew
"Whoa,
he was
whoa,
not in the room.
where'd he go?"
Because like you could just, oh my god, that laugh.
Oh
And,
my goodness.
And then kids.
Mm.
Like, why isn't there an age limit to when kids can go see certain movies?
Yeah.
Because money.
Yeah.
Jesus, it's
Well, I
a-
mean, but like babies, they don't pay for it to go to movie theaters, right?
Oh
'Cause
yeah,
you
I
just
don't
get
think you
carried.
should be taking your babies.
Yeah.
You really
know.
shouldn't.
Like if they're
Yeah.
crying, like I don't like that. I don't think that's a
Yeah.
good thing. I mean, I understand parents or
Yeah.
whatever, but if your baby is too small and they're crying, like, come on,
Yeah,
be
one-
considerate.
one-
Of your baby, yeah.
One, they're not
Nah.
enjoying the movie.
Yeah.
Everyone else.
Two, everyone else is
Everyone.
enjoying the
Well,
movie.
I was gonna say the baby and everyone.
Yeah,
else,
exactly.
Before
So-
you interrupted me. No, I'm just-
Well, you were
No.
taking too long to make a point.
But the good thing is now that we have like things like the streaming services that are making those things available for people that
With families
with
and stuff,
families
which is
and
good.
lower costs for them. Especially when they have a bunch of kids.
Yeah.
Yeah,
so,
that's really
yeah,
good.
Yeah.
But
Yeah, because paying what, like $10 per kid?
Yeah.
and I
more.
also think like if you're like going to like the movie theaters and like this is a movie like a lot of people want to see, like maybe there's a different day you can take your
Yeah,
kids
yeah.
because at that point, you know that these people are there to watch this movie because it's so like it's in demand basically, you know, and you're gonna go and interrupt the show like with your crying child, like I don't know, that says a lot about you.
Yeah, it's a tough place to be in for parents for sure, you know. I mean, I'm sure they want to enjoy the movies too.
Yeah, but that's what I mean, like maybe like watch it like
put your kid on a leash outside on the bike rack.
Oh my god, this is why you don't have kids. This is why I don't have kids.
This is why you don't have anybody.
Jose, you have me. Megan, stop.
Megan loves me.
She does love you. You can tell.
I'm fond of him. But
Wow.
She adores me.
it took you a while to get to fond, right?
Yeah,
Remember when I hated you?
Oh my god, I have to tell that story actually.
Yes.
One day
About
about Megan and I when we first met.
Oh, look at us. Anyways.
But yeah, so I actually went to the theater and like I was saying, like I took that picture, but I wasn't trying to, you know, and The Rock just happened to pop up when I took that picture.
I was like, I like him too. Like, yeah, he's
this was an attack on me actually. I was offended by The Rock.
we have learned that Jaime is not a Rock fan.
No, okay. I mean, it could be, you know. Anyway, it's not that. It's not that I'm not a fan. It's just that it's too much.
Well, like it's funny because you
just don't like enjoyable, delightful people.
He's very charming.
Okay.
He is very charming.
But they were showing, and I actually thought of you when this part was coming out because they were showing the making of
Adam?
No.
It wasn't even Black Adam.
The Jungle Cruise.
Oh god.
The Jungle Cruise movie, and I thought it was like Jumanji 3. And then like for a minute I was like, so many of the Rock movies are just the same movie.
Exactly.
Okay, I get it.
I still like him.
Exactly.
I do too.
Adorable.
I still won't go watch Fast and Furious. So.
Well, I'm not doing that.
No,
That was.
But it wasn't even Black Adam.
No. It was
like that's a comic book movie, and they're talking about the Jungle Cruise.
I think the only.
I'm trying to watch that.
Oh, sorry.
I'm a Disney fan. Okay.
I'm sorry, you are.
Oh my God.
Yeah, I think the only comic book trailer there was Shang-Chi.
Shang-Chi. Whatever.
Yeah.
Shang-Chi.
No, remember it was Shang.
Well,
yeah, Shang-Chi.
Megan said
Yeah.
Shang.
That's what I was saying. That was good based on
Because that's what Kevin Feige was saying.
Yeah.
He was like Shang-Chi, and I was like, am I saying?
Yeah.
First I was Shang-Chi because
I thought
right?
it was
And then I
Shang-Chi.
was like, okay, maybe Shang-Chi, and then he's like, no, Shang-Chi, and I was like, there's no but okay.
One of our friends learned how to say Kevin Feige because of us.
All right. Was they saying Phage?
Or something. I don't know specifically. They just typed it out. So. But yeah, they told me that.
See, we are also educating people.
Yes.
But all right. So Black Widow. The beginning was.
Well, what was your overall? Like, what did you feel overall?
Overall, I enjoyed it.
Okay.
Wait. Before we get into that, I'm sorry. Okay, I just have to say this because
Please do.
I absolutely hate it. You know her poster photo.
Yes.
Which one?
The one where she's
in white.
She's in white
Okay.
and she's just like looking head on, like straight on.
Go on.
You can even see it like on Disney Plus.
Yeah.
She's really face tuned to the point where she doesn't look like herself anymore.
Oh wow.
Like I saw the poster for it, and then I was like, wait, and I looked her up and I was like, what do they do to her? Because she's a really beautiful, like, she's beautiful, like she's stunning,
so
you know.
gorgeous.
And I don't know, I was like, why do they do this? Like, are they doing this because she's getting older? Because I mean, she is older. I'm not gonna say she looks terrible. She's gorgeous, you know.
Yeah,
but I am wondering if they just try to like smooth her over, or like I don't know what they did, but she doesn't look like her.
Like that?
Yeah.
Is that the one you're talking about? Yeah, her face does look.
It
It's
does
so
look a little cartoony.
It's
it looks
elongated.
Yeah, I was gonna say
Yeah.
it looks like she has a sharper chin.
Yeah, I don't like
downward.
it. And then she has like no texture to her face at all.
Yeah.
Like,
I had not noticed that.
Yeah, neither did I.
I saw it. I didn't like it. I got really upset.
I get you,
I think
yeah.
because I think she's so beautiful. So
Yeah,
I was like,
yeah.
ugh.
There were some things in general though in the movie that like even, and she has a gorgeous body shape, right? But I feel like they.
I noticed.
Like I know, I feel like sometimes though they might have put her in something that kind of made her proportions look kind of strange, you know. But it was just like in certain points. So I feel like they were trying to magnify the look, but it might have gone in the opposite direction, like maybe too over.
Yeah, it was a little too much.
Yeah.
Like, because I just think she's beautiful the way she is, and they
absolutely.
just made it like to the point where her face just looks different to me.
Yeah,
and I just didn't like it.
No, I get that.
I didn't like that.
Yeah.
But anyways, go ahead. Sorry, I had to say that.
I actually really enjoyed the movie.
Cool.
It did take me a bit to get into it.
Mm-hmm.
I know that I wasn't a fan of and we've spoken about this with the Zack Snyder, with the covers.
Oh my god.
The what?
Yeah.
The covers, the music
slow
covers.
Oh yeah.
Like I'm still not a fan.
Yeah.
Like I
Yeah.
don't care if it's Marvel that's doing it this time.
It was Teen Spirit, right? Yeah,
and I was
that
still
they-
like, nah, just pick another song, bro.
Yeah. Yeah.
If you want something slow, like don't pick this.
Yeah.
Pick a
When that
different
came out, I
song.
was like, "Are we a Snyder movie? What's going on here?"
Yes. Yeah.
They are moving kind of slow.
And they were through that
Yeah.
scene for sure. Yeah. It was that was it just weird.
Yeah,
that part of
and
it.
I understood why they had to, go all the way back. And so in prequels, I really don't know why a lot of times they feel like they have to show you the childhood,
Mhm.
when this time I think it worked.
Yeah.
Because
It made sense.
because it went into like, oh, they're a family, but they're not really a family.
Yeah.
And I think that made sense to Yelena's story
Yes.
more.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So-
because she was little, and
Yeah.
you saw
Yeah.
that.
And
To her,
she
it
didn't
was
even-
real.
She didn't even know.
Oh my god, I
That
love
broke my
Florence
heart.
Pugh. I love her so much. I've only seen her in not Hereditary, but the same director, Midsommar.
Oh, I want to watch that movie.
It
I
was
haven't
really
watched
good.
it.
It's really good.
I heard. I
It is
actually do want to watch
and
that.
it is so
And-
up your alley.
And I loved Hereditary, like
Yeah,
I
same
like that
director.
style.
Same director. The visuals in Midsommar are so good. Like the whole story is just
Something about like visual story that's
Yeah.
well told, like because they don't say like too much,
Mhm.
but you see like what's going on. That has been really interesting to me in the horror genre. Like my favorite movie is The Witch. Like
I've not seen it.
I really enjoy it. Like it's mostly like all like story. It's set like in
It's a period time,
period time. So like I think like
It's like
colonists
1800s?
like
yeah.
pilgrims came like type.
Okay.
Yeah.
And
Colonizers, yeah.
Yeah.
Pre-America.
Yeah.
yes. But yeah, so like it's based around family, and it's just mostly like they do talk, and they talk in that period, like time period dialect and stuff. So it's really good, and it's mostly like story. You have to watch it to like know like what's going on. But I like that in like horror movies. a
Oh,
lot
check
right
out
now.
Midsommar. Midsommar is
I'll
really
watch it.
good. I think it's on
I've been
Amazon
trying
Prime.
to. Oh, I'll watch it. Don't worry about it.
I have my ways. No, but yeah, it's definitely really good. I watched it and fell in love with Florence Pugh. She's so good in that movie. Like, and in this movie, I thought she definitely shined too.
Oh,
And that's Yelena.
absolutely.
She was just
Yelena.
Yelena
okay.
Belova.
Okay.
And I absolutely love her. I adore her.
And I think the spotlight was on her.
Yeah.
Because it is Black Widow, right? But she's also a Black Widow because they're in
Yeah.
the Black Widow program. But and we do have Scarlett or Natasha as she's supposed to be the main, but honestly, I felt like Yelena was
Yeah.
the main, like,
Was the
and I feel
focus.
like they did that on purpose
Yeah.
because she's gonna be the continuance. I think in the what are they called, Dark Avengers,
Yes.
right? So, I that's why I think they did that, to give her more of a spotlight.
To kind of say goodbye to Natasha's character,
Yeah.
but while also introducing this new character.
Yeah, and I saw that. I noticed that too. That it seemed like that's going to be the focus, right? Is to make her the new Black Widow. I don't feel it was too. It should have gone just more in that direction. Then for me, like it just didn't feel like they pushed that like subject enough to make her like the main one, just from my point
Really?
of view of it. Yeah, like I got it. I got that she's gonna become that, right? Or that's what they wanted to be, especially with the end credit scene and everything like that. But it didn't, like, to me, like I liked her at a point, but at first I wasn't like, oh, she's kind of bratty and stuff like that, you know. But I didn't feel like it was like, hey, like they should have been more of a focus on them two, as opposed to the overall focus, which was kind of like the family, but with, you know, Red Guardian and Melina. Melina or Melanie? Melina. Okay, yeah. Melanie. It became, that's what kind of threw me off about it. But I do see what you guys are saying, that she's obviously going to be the next, like, Black Widow.
I don't know. I thought a lot of the focus was on her, honestly. Like, I felt like the movie was more about her.
It should have been.
Actually, Natasha.
Yeah.
Because I was like, at the end of it, I was like, that was it, because I was expecting it to be more about Natasha, you know.
Yeah.
And we did learn a lot, you know, but I was like, what okay, like this was a movie about Natasha, but we learned more about Yelena, and she seemed to be the star. Like that's how I felt about that.
No, I could totally see that, because it really was her story when it starts off with her trying to take out that other Black Widow, you know, before she gets awakened.
Red Widow.
Right?
Yeah.
Yes. I see. Like, I feel like this movie was definitely like a look through my years of women I've had a crush on.
Okay.
Because, you know, you have Rachel Weisz, who I loved in The Mummy.
Oh yeah,
I'm so in love with her.
First of all, this woman is just amazing.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
I couldn't figure out where I knew her from, and thank you for reminding me.
Oh, there you go.
The Mummy, Constantine, which I just watched recently.
Yeah.
And Scarlett Johansson, who is my forever wife.
Yeah.
and then Florence Pugh, whom I fell in love with after Midsommar.
Right.
And I was just, I was all in. All right, let's be honest.
You were sold.
David Harbour as Red Guardian. Mm-hmm. As the Crimson Dynamo.
Yeah.
You know, it was I really liked their dynamic. I like seeing them interact. You know, especially when they break him out of prison and he's trying to be a fatherly. He just hugs her. She's like, "Stop hugging me now. You smell bad." You know? And like I see what you're saying about how bratty she is, because at first, back to my original point. Yeah. At first, she just constantly looked scared. Yeah. And it was kind of something that was throwing me off. Like Yelena Belova, like her character just constantly looked scared or worried, or like her facial features just, she didn't seem as stoic as Natasha. She was definitely a lot more emotional. And to me, it's like, well, you guys were brought up in the same program. You guys, like, all the Black Widows are supposed to kind of be like this. Yeah.
But she was brought up differently. And paying attention to, like, the story.
Well, yeah, that's brought up, you know, as the story progresses. Yeah. But just in the beginning, it was just like.
Well, how are you supposed? Well, you're just judging her from the beginning.
Well, yeah, just what I'm seeing her act like.
Watch the movie.
And I did, and I apologized.
And you saw it in the movie theater.
Yeah, and I saw it.
But the issue that happened, right? And this is a conversation that I was having with my fiance, is the way the story was told was, to me, shouldn't have been the way it was told, right? Like, we went to the beginning of when Natasha and Yelena were kids, right? Mm-hmm. Then we jumped completely forward into what, right after Civil War, yeah. And it was it was kind of like this weird timeline situation, and I think maybe that's where it kind of like messed with me, is like, then we should just release this movie between Civil War and Infinity Wars, right? Because, and I get it, we wanted a movie for Black Widow, but the way it was laid out in the timeline was just kind of threw everything off, right? We also didn't get like a lot of the stories that they were telling, or that relationship that was built. And going back to what you were saying, like, why is this a Snyder movie? It did feel like that to me too, a little bit
in the beginning.
Well,
like, don't insult the entire not the entire.
There was a coherent story, but there was a good, like, the movie was 2 hours and like 20 minutes, so there was a good, like, maybe 45 minutes to an hour that I would say is like, how am I supposed to have this relationship with these characters if we didn't have that relationship with the characters, right? Like, we didn't have the sisters, them being sisters, right? Except for that, like, scene in the beginning, and then they were kind of split up, right? Like, they were thrown into different, right? Red Guardian went his way, Melina went her way, and it wasn't like really that family bonding time, aside from like the American Pie Pie song that they did, and it was cool. It just, to me, it wasn't enough of that relationship that I wanted from them, or at least to kind of understand like why we have that emotional attachment to these characters, right? To Natasha, because Natasha we've known for a long time, but Yelena,
no, I mean, it's okay. Like it's just a movie.
But Yelena, Melina, and Red Guardian, we didn't have that relationship that I wanted to have, at least through like an hour of a movie.
Well, I mean, again,
you're
trying to build this whole thing in 2-hour movie.
Mm-hmm.
You don't have a chance to introduce all these characters as well as you like them, but you do the best you can.
Yeah.
You do give these characters motivations. You give them the reason for being what they are, and instead of just them changing on a dime.
Yeah.
Like certain other directors.
Yeah.
do. And I think they did really well. Like the way they introduced David Harbour as the Red Guardian, like that boastful, like when I fought Captain America, and even when he's like, does he talk about me?
Yeah,
like, Like you see his ego, you see the way he is, but at the same time you also see that he wants that family dynamic too.
Mm-hmm.
But like he tells him like, oh, it wasn't real, but then you see his father figure role kind of pop up when he just wants to protect his girls.
Yeah, it just seemed like they kind of like in what you're saying, like his father figureness, right? Like even from the beginning though, like they kind of were like, when they got split up, and he was just like, okay, girls, just calm down. And then he was the one that kind of led them to end it, getting tranquilized and, like, okay, bye, like, and then again, 20 years later or whatever, like that's where I lost the relationship a little bit because he didn't seem to care.
Well, because again, like he says, it was just a job,
but they're spies. Like that's the thing that I kind of like understood from the beginning is that they're spies. They're a family of spies, like you're not supposed to have that attachment, that relationship, but they somehow did because it's kind of like when you have a job and you see these people 8 hours a day.
That's how Megan and I fell in love.
Oh, love is so strong.
Our love is strong is what you mean.
I'm fond of you.
Yeah.
But like you tend to form these bonds. It's hard not to.
I get you.
Right? So I feel like that's what was happening here and something they've never had. But at the end of the day, the adults do see it as this was a job. That's what it is ultimately.
Yeah.
As where if you're a child and you're coming from, let's say Natasha, where she was in the Redroom where she was abused. I guess abuse. Like she's put through rigorous training for a child. You know. And then you have this other little girl she's basically like kidnapped because she has no idea what's going on.
Yeah.
So for her, it was real.
Yeah.
For Natasha, she wanted something to be real and she formed an attachment to a little girl that it was real to her, so she's like, this is real for her, and I actually do have a sister, even in the, like later in the movie where she's like, we weren't really sisters, and Yelena doesn't take offense. She's just like, why do you do that? Like, why are you pushing people away, basically, and, I understood that from the beginning. Like, you have, like, it's just a human emotion and it's something that they long for because they don't have it. So I think going into it with they're spies, and if we all know what spies are supposed to be, like
that's what they are.
So it made sense to me that he was just really like
so casual.
Well, you're gonna be a fierce warrior, because that's what he was too at the time. He was he's the Red Guardian, which is basically the Russian Captain America. Yes, Russian Captain America, so like a wish one. But, so it made sense that he would want them to be strong. He would want them to know how to fight. Even when he like sees them again, he's like, "You've killed so many people. I'm so proud." And I'm just like, it sounds like something I take to my children.
but see, and there's also that excitement, that idea, right? Even though he didn't, I guess. Okay, so maybe my perception of family is is quite different, or family and friends,
well, you
right?
have family that loves you, Jaime.
But
that's what I'm saying. Century, dude. Like, it's 2021.
But what I'm saying is different is that like,
families.
all right, so that's just maybe my perception of, I guess, a family or friends is like there's that relationship time, you know, like 20 years later, for example, I wouldn't consider somebody my friend. I'm saying like if I haven't communicated with them across 20 years, you know, or across 15 years, it would be like a disconnection. Even family, you know, to an extent. Like I to me, an attachment to somebody is like a regular thing, you know, like a communication. And I consider, like, I would consider family because obviously their default is family, but these people weren't even family. Like they weren't.
We're in the wrong boat. Like.
Well, see, but that's what I'm saying, right? Like I have family that I don't necessarily talk to, right? But these people weren't even family, didn't talk to each other for like 15, 20 years. And then somehow they're just still trying to be family, you know, like they're like, oh, come here, my sweet, you know, you're doing so great, you know, and even what's her name?
Melina.
God, I don't know why Melanie is stuck in my head. Melina's character was kind of the same way, like, fix your posture, Natasha. Like, it was just like, you're not even my mom, like, you know, like,
I think
that's
the only form of a family unit that they had, though. Like, even though they didn't like.
Well, especially Natasha, yes, they did say that.
Like, all of them, like, they didn't really have a family unit, like, at all. Like, because Melina was just there to, she was, like, the smart person that came up with the thing Potions. For the ganglia to, like,
to control people. Yeah.
And then he was there to infiltrate the North Institute, I think. Or the place where they were developing.
Hold on, let me check my notes.
They have no notes.
I do. I have notes.
And for once, I have no notes, but I'm doing it from my head. So I'm doing pretty good, guys.
Yeah. I'm impressed.
I know, and I hardly remember anything.
No, go on. I'm a little turned on.
Stop it.
I'm right here, Jose. Jesus.
Yeah. He's gonna kick me out. Keep going. And then, you know, you have the little girls, you know, but that's the only family unit that they've had. Like, and I'm kind of assuming ever, as in, like, they were able to form bonds. Like, they were with each other for 3 years, I think.
I get you.
But that's the only family, like, actual, I guess, that would be, like a normal family, like a normal nuclear family that they would understand.
Yeah, I guess the attachment for me is a different association to family than what they went through, especially splitting up after 20 years. But that, again, it's just perceptions, right?
Well, that saying, blood is thicker than water.
Yeah.
You know, it's not.
It's a lie.
Well, it's not just that. It's more. It's out of context.
Yes.
Like that saying. The I think the complete saying is, the blood of the covenant is thicker than the water of the womb.
Yeah. Oh, right.
Yeah. So I mean that just tells you, like, the family you choose is more important than the one you were born into.
Exactly. Yes.
And I think that's kind of what this movie encompassed. You know, it was like, this isn't the family that we're born into. Right. This is the family that basically they chose, I guess. I mean, granted, it was kind of given to them, but
yeah.
But yeah, like Natasha was kind of just like, I mean, because she found a new family. Yeah. Which was, I mean, healthier.
Yeah. Well, healthier, but it was in between civil wars. So.
Hey, it's healthy, right?
Yeah. Every family has a civil war.
The Avengers are great.
Right.
They're my family, okay?
By the way, I wrote Smells Like Teen Spirit. Is this a Zack Snyder movie?
I was watching it and I was like, no, come on.
Yeah.
You guys are better than this.
Yeah. But there was when Taskmaster comes and blows up the car, right? And then there's that slow-mo, but it goes like, it's only like slow-mo for like 2 or 3 seconds. Yeah. And I'm like,
I didn't know they went that short. Like,
yeah, it wasn't that long.
I thought that once you clicked on the slow-mo button in the editing room, it just made it like the next 45 seconds.
45 minutes, actually, of the movie.
No, it just stretched it out to 45 minutes. No. 45 seconds to 45 minutes.
Yeah, it was great. I was like, wow.
So one thing I was not a fan of in the movie, and I think that this goes to a lot of Marvel movies, is that Marvel shaky cam fight scenes. It's just so shoddy, and it makes it look like the stuntmen don't know what they're doing, because there's so many cuts to get one punch going, and it's like I think the scene at the end where Natasha is fighting off all the Black Widows.
Yeah,
I think that scene would have been served fantastically as a one take shot.
Yeah, okay.
I think that would have looked so cool.
Yeah, you're right.
And instead, like, I think it was just butchered by so many cuts, so many, so many cuts, and I feel like so many of Marvel movies suffer with that, where the fights, the fight scenes are definitely more fodder, just trying to get you to the next to the next story beat.
Yeah.
Than serve the actual visuals of it.
Yeah. This movie was really like physical too, like against Natasha, like people just being slammed into shit. The scene, the Black Widow scene, I enjoyed that scene a lot. It was really violent too, though, which is, I mean, fine, that's cool. I don't have an issue with that. I do see what you're talking about though, where it would have been great as just a one take scene. That it would have made it even more exciting and more interesting. It would, but just all of them kind of
something like the Kingsman.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, that's true.
That church fight scene.
Yeah,
I haven't watched it.
You haven't watched the Kingsman?
No.
Oh my
good
God.
series.
Yeah, really.
Yeah. There's two movies.
That's why I said series. The third one's coming out.
Yeah,
the prequel.
Yeah.
But no, they have a fight in a church where everyone is kind of like not really mind control, but they're enraged.
It was,
it's like a Westboro Baptist church type situation where everybody in this church just attacks everybody.
Yeah,
and like there's one
everywhere.
agent in there, one Kingsman agent, who then fights his way out, and it's all one take.
I feel like I've seen this.
It's really cool.
I might have.
And then you feel really good because it's like, oh, this is like their Westboro Baptist church.
I think I've seen that.
Yeah.
I just didn't know that was
cool. but like you're saying, it would have been a good scene to kind of see in that way, I like that scene. Actually, that's when I started really getting back into it. Not at that point, but when they got into
that's the end of the movie, bro.
No, when they got into the Red Room, is when to me I was like, oh, like this is getting interesting again.
That was another thing. Like I really, I wish they would have put more of like the Red Room, like the training, like things that they had to go through.
That's kind of what I was expecting.
Yeah.
I was thinking that as well. I was like, well, okay, we're gonna see more of this, like like what they have to go through.
Right.
The hysterectomy.
And not that.
I just thought about that. When she's like, I was just about to talk about the fallopian tube.
Yeah.
I loved her.
But
that little accent was adorable.
But I think they missed out on the chance there, because I think that would have gave us more of a connection of like these poor girls.
Yeah.
But mostly it was just like, well. Yeah. I guess they're just freaking mind control bad guys. That's it. You know?
It wasn't enough of a prequel, in my opinion.
Yeah.
Like we could have gone back and just seen them grow up.
Well, that was the thing. It wasn't a Black Widow origin story. Like,
I mean,
it really wasn't. It was just a Black Widow movie.
In between, I mean, so after everything had already ended, and then we just wanted, by the way, we want to go back to right after Civil War.
It would have made more sense just to release it after Civil War.
Yeah, it really would have.
Yeah, and again, maybe that's the challenge that I'm having with it. Is just like it's almost like Captain Marvel.
Yeah, I was gonna ask, like, did you have the same challenge? With
Captain Marvel? Yeah, because I wanted to like Captain Marvel, and I wanted to like this one a bit more, and I did like it more than Captain Marvel.
Really?
But yeah, I liked it more than Captain Marvel, but I didn't. I don't like that we went to like a random point in time.
Yeah.
To like get the movie going. If it would have been an origin story, at least. If it would have been an origin story, at least we would have gone back to a prequel type of situation, and then we would have kind of just had more of a moment of her and more of a moment of like Yelena and that whole group. Like it would have been fine.
Yeah, I mean, no, like they really could have. Well, here's the thing. So I think you're saying that you have an issue with this, like that Natasha didn't feel like the main character. But the movie's called Black Widow. It's not called Natasha Romanoff.
Yeah. But I mean, we all know why we're watching it, right?
But it's also ushering in the new Black Widow.
Yeah,
and in a way, it is an origin story for Yelena's character.
Okay. Party.
Yeah, but because obviously that's what I said. But anyways,
Nobody listens to. Everybody listens to you. Who are we kidding?
Wow.
Well, you did say that it was more of a focus on her for sure. Yeah.
But going from what you're saying,
Uh-huh.
I'm just gonna play devil's advocate here, but
Nothing
boy.
against you.
Against me?
Yes, against
Dun,
you.
dun,
Jeez.
dun. I'm
But
shook.
going from what you're saying, like if you're not a Marvel, like let's say fanatic, or you're just there to watch the movies and whatnot, I think you're expecting to see more of Natasha, like because that is the Black Widow to everyone,
Mhm.
Like of
She's
course,
also the main one on the poster.
Exactly.
I was expecting to see more of Natasha.
Yeah.
and of course we would like. You always expect to see more of
Yeah,
Scarlett Johansson,
so much.
but like
I even tried watching her in Her. There's not much of her. Her voice, Jesus.
Okay.
but like how she what was I saying? I forgot.
About
Natasha being the main Black Widow, and that's what you're expecting to see.
Don't sidetrack me, okay? But
It's so easy.
yeah, I mean I'm barely here, okay?
Who are
Like,
you,
I'm
Jaime?
barely here, like mentally. So
Get her another beer.
yeah, it's wearing off.
IHOP.
And IHOP. Oh, I'm so hungry. Anyways, but yeah. So I think people were expecting to see more of Natasha. Again, if you're a little more versed, then you understand that Black Widow is not. There's not just one.
Right.
But
Any of the characters at this point, though. I mean, any of the just in general Marvel characters. It's not just one, right? Like it's almost like always. Well, I guess like one.
But I mean, no. But
in this movie,
but in this movie, it's
yeah.
they're
Yeah.
all Black Widows.
Yeah, they're all Black Widows.
They're
Yeah.
all Black Widows.
I
So
get you.
it's not just one.
Right.
But again, as somebody, let's say they're coming in as a novice, they're like, well, I don't get what's going on here. Like I thought this was going to be about her, but so I understand what you're saying.
Yeah.
I understand that. So.
Yeah.
Well, here's the thing though. Like, it's not the fact that you don't get. You know what's going on. It's just not what you wanted to see.
I don't know what's going on. I
Okay.
never know what's going on.
I believe that.
Well, and to kind of, I mean, I guess we could talk about. I mean, if you guys are down to move on to like maybe Taskmaster, this again was just. And I want to kind of like let you guys know I did end up liking the movie. The first time around I fell asleep, to be honest. Like there was a good, I didn't even realize how much I missed of the movie until today that I was like, oh dang. But I was really exhausted. It was after work, blah, 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 right? The thing with Taskmaster though, to me, this is where again, like kind of the character development thing, like kind of fell apart as well, was like, who it ended up being. I was like, who is she? Like I heard like what the heck? Like it was such a moment of like, what? Like it wasn't even like Melania, Melanie. What's his name?
Melina.
No.
Melina.
Oh, you should have just left him.
Melina. It wasn't Melina. I knew it was a female character. It was gonna end up being like in relation. It could have been Yelena, and that probably would have been even more interesting than who the hell it was. You know,
I'm not a fan of the gender swapping.
Okay.
Like I'm just not. I'm not. Like I think I've talked to you guys about this before. Before we were recording, but I don't like when they just gender swap characters because I think that you miss out on the chance to create a new one. And I'm just like, if
to
they
create
had
a new one,
a
like
new
just like a new Taskmaster off.
like, no, a new character.
Okay.
Just a new character in general. And I do feel Taskmaster was terribly underused in this.
Yeah.
I think the only time that you get to see her skill, in this, is in the when she first meets Black Widow.
Yeah.
When you see things through her eyes and kind of the movements and they're kind of mirroring each other.
Right.
And then that's the only time, really. You don't see that mirroring going on more often.
Yeah.
And again, and Marvel does have a problem with villains. Marvel villains are always so cut and dry. And I wanted Taskmaster to be so much more than it was.
Yeah.
And I'm glad they didn't kill Taskmaster.
Right.
Like but
then who's gonna be Taskmaster in the future, right? Like, cause who was that character? It just wasn't. To me, I get what they did with it, but I don't feel like it had the impact that you wanted to have, right?
Especially because it was kind of telegraphed pretty easily.
Yeah.
Like everybody knew who Taskmaster was gonna be, you know. And I was just like, I'm not, like I said, I'm not a fan of the gender swap.
Yeah. Wait, did you know it was gonna be his daughter?
You could tell.
Yeah,
like,
kind of.
Yeah. We guessed it like in the cause I watched it with my boyfriend. So like we just like in the middle we just looked at each other and we're just like,
oh, like while you were watching the movie.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
It was just.
So.
I didn't get it. Like, well, I didn't get it because I looked at
because you fell asleep and you didn't see.
Well, that made sense, right? So I did fall asleep, but what I was saying is like, I like when they did the reveal, right? I was like who's that? Yeah, like who's that? Like what the like and like, but again, because there was no like they did show like the little shot of her, you know, being blown up, right? But it was just kind of like, okay, was it really as impactful as I wanted it to be? Oh, Taskmaster, even if it would have been the mom, like to me, it would have probably.
Mom,
I don't know.
Melania?
I want to call her Melania. That's the only thing that's coming to. I cannot get Melina. There you go, Melina. Jeez, I can't get her name stuck in my head. Anyway, I keep saying Melania because I keep reading it off the screen and caption in my head. So
Jaime has a teleprompter going on in his head.
because I had the captions on just to make sure I got people's names correct when I was watching Black Widow. It's not because her name is Melania in my head. Yeah. But it could have been her. It could have been even Red Guardian, like you know, like it could have been. Yelena probably would have been the most interesting to be, Taskmaster, and she got freed and saved, and let's go, new Black Widow, It didn't do it for me. That review of the Taskmaster didn't do it for me,
Yeah. I didn't like it. And I'm all for women empowerment and all that, but just there are certain things that just make your own.
So do you feel like if Taskmaster would have been a guy and the same story, it would have fit?
I feel like Taskmaster would have still been underused.
Yeah, right. Like
it
didn't
really matter. Like,
yeah, so
it
really
didn't matter at all. Like I'm just saying, I'm not a fan of it.
I get you.
It didn't matter.
Okay, gotcha.
Like who Taskmaster was didn't matter as much as they wanted it to matter.
Yes.
Because
it did not. Right.
Really, Taskmaster should have just been a mercenary, but with a personality.
Yeah.
And that whole
they kind of blended, by the
Terminator type thing.
Yeah, and the villain, like they also had other guys in suits, maybe ladies in suits, we don't know, but they remember the part when they're kind of all jumping off the Redroom that's blowing up, and there's two of them that are flying. I'm like, it's not Taskmaster, and then it ends up being Taskmaster later on, like they all became the same same at a certain point. It wasn't as Taskmaster could have been really impactful, could have been really interesting if they had built more story with even the daughter. And
you're right. Even if they had done it right, I think I might have been a little more receptive to it.
Yeah.
But the fact that it felt rushed. Yeah. I didn't like that it was just like, oh, you think you killed my daughter?
Yeah. Well, look, she's actually Taskmaster now. Yeah. And she's grown and her face is half blown off. Like, okay. It was cool. I mean, it wasn't cool. It was terrible. No, I mean, like, that's what they would have, like, What did you think about Taskmaster, Megan?
I like the suit.
I mean, it was a cool suit, yeah.
It looked cool.
It was a cool suit, and the shield thing was cool, too. Yeah. And the sword thing was cool, too.
I like the suit. That's basically all I had to say. And I like the whole, let's not over-sexualize Taskmaster now that she's a female, because I'm not a fan of that. I'm kind of there to watch the actual movie, and I like action, but I really like the suit. I don't know. Again, it was really obvious who it was going to be.
Yeah, I missed it, I guess.
Because you were asleep.
Yeah, true. I was on my couch right here.
You're asleep and not reading the text straight.
Melania.
Her
name is Melania.
Is your last name Trump?
No, I didn't say that. Who? No. What's that?
But
wow.
Yeah, I don't know. It wasn't. I didn't see enough of her. Sorry, but it was like whatever. Like they weren't even there. Like for me, like I just it wasn't that big of a deal. I was kind of more invested in the other story.
There was I think
I was trying to bring down the Red Room.
the Ultimate Spider-Man cartoon.
Okay.
I think
had Taskmaster.
Yeah, it had Taskmaster on it, and I think like they did really well. You know, whenever he would see someone performing tasks, like you know, when you see things through his head, you could see like how he's mapping them out, and then how he kind of like just mimics them.
Oh.
And you know, here it was just plug and play. You know, like let's just plug this in. Now you know how they fight.
Yeah.
And like I said, it takes away from the character.
Yeah.
It's definitely all of a sudden now it's she is more Terminator than anything else, really.
Yeah, it's funny you say that, though. There were some visuals that were through Taskmaster's eyes that were like little red points on like people's shoulders and stuff. But as you're like on the ground,
and only in the beginning too.
Yeah,
like that was the only time you saw.
Oh, that's right. That's right.
When she fights Black Widow,
right?
And you know, and then that's kind of when they have that scene where they kind of mirror each other.
And it was a pretty good scene. That was a pretty good scene.
And again, it didn't last long enough.
It didn't.
And you don't see this again anymore within the movie. And I wanted to see more Taskmaster. I wanted to see. You know, a scene with Taskmaster fighting off both Black Widows and kind of mimicking their moves to each of them.
Right.
You know?
Like, oh, that would have been great. Like, all three of them fighting, right.
And like, and to see Taskmaster kind of fighting with two different styles against both of them.
Right.
Like, that would have been super cool.
And just adapting to the moment, for
and
sure.
Instead, I don't remember much of Taskmaster.
Right.
Other than it was
It was a cool suit.
Yeah. It was a cool suit, cool shield, cool sword, and
cool concept.
Cool concept. It was a cool concept. It could have been better. Could have been better. Yeah. In regards to the costuming, Red Guardian's suit, awesome. It was a nice design. I liked it, even though they had that whole struggling for him to fit into it. I would have liked to almost had a Mr. Incredible moment with this too. Like we could have had Red Guardian in the past as Red Guard, him looking all fit and healthy and everything, and then kind of moving to like where he's become a dad, quote unquote, from jail, I guess.
I know people were up in arms, and they removed this line from the movie because people were really upset.
Of course.
But I think you know what I'm talking about with the fat shaming.
About him?
Yeah, well, just Marvel fat shames.
Oh,
you know, like they're like, oh, Fat Thor was just a joke.
Oh.
And Marvel's just fat shaming. And it's like,
Fat Thor was really attractive.
I was down as hell.
Me
honestly.
too.
Like,
I'm just like, it's Hemsworth. So
I was like, oh, Fat Thor, right?
But what I loved about that though is even when he gets struck by lightning again, and he's just got his suit on and Mjolnir and Stormbreaker,
so awesome.
and his beard is braided and he's still fat, and it was like, oh, this is perfect. Like they did, like he's not all buff all of a sudden.
I loved it. He looked really awesome.
And he wasn't even fat. By the way, he wasn't even. I mean, he had a gut, right? But he was just like a bigger guy than what he was before. You know? He obviously, and they, it's like. They talked about how in real life, people go through like traumatic events and like the postpartum depression or
that's babies.
That's babies, right? Okay, I'm confusing. Anyway, you go post-traumatic stress disorder. There you go. That's what I was trying to say.
See, I'm at a point where I don't want to help Jaime out.
Just help me know.
I just want to see him work through it out.
But I figured it out, okay, on my own. Anyway, that people do go through those things, right? There's like weight gain, there's drinking, there's all this stuff. It's a real. I think that's such a real thing to include and talk about. And in the end of the movie, he didn't change his form. He was still a bigger guy, and he was still living his life, and he was still
Love and Thunder.
Oh my
we'll
God,
see.
I've seen his arms.
Jesus Christ.
My friend said you're really gay for Hemsworth, by the way.
Oh yeah, they're not wrong.
And for me.
Oh yeah, they're not wrong.
Well, the costuming, and back to the costuming, his Red Guardian costume was really cool. Like I said, I wanted to see it before and after. That would have been awesome.
Yeah.
Black Widow's white costume was good, but the other ones were kind of throwaways as well. And even her white costume could have been a throwaway a little bit too. Like it was just too.
Wasn't that great.
It wasn't. Yeah, like it was too simple.
Needed.
Yeah, but then like you had Taskmaster, you had Red Guardian, and then you gave us the Black Widows or Black Widow, who is Natasha. And it was just like a plain white suit, and it was it was nice. That fits
the character, because she's a spy. She's not meant to stand out.
Okay. So what about Red Guardian?
Red Guardian, he's
a super soldier.
But he's also was a spy, guys. We talked about
But
that.
now he's a super soldier. No, I'm just kidding.
Which, by the way, why the hell didn't he break out that fucking jail by himself? That made no freaking sense.
Yeah, that is
made
true.
no freaking sense.
Well, I mean, I guess
Maybe
where
he
was he
was
gonna
just-
go?
I feel like maybe he could have just been like depressed because he talks about the betrayal of what's his name? That
Oh man, I can't.
I kept calling him Petrov.
Greykov.
Who I didn't actually like, by the way.
The
As in, like,
real villain.
And you guys know, like, I'm a villain. I'm a villain kind of gal, you know. But I didn't like. I didn't like the whole like, oh, I'm a Russian like mobster godfather type of guy, you know. And
No,
it's
keep going. That's kind of doing it for me.
But I really didn't like it. Honestly, I was like,
And it was.
like,
Sorry, go ahead.
it just seemed like very cliche, and I
funny.
was just not into it.
I googled villain in Black Widow and Taskmaster comes up.
Yeah.
But what about like the main guy?
No one remembers him.
But he
I
just.
think it's Greykov.
And my thing is talking by itself. Sorry. But okay, I don't remember his name.
Yeah,
Greykov?
I don't know.
I kept calling him Petrov because that's just like a name.
That's racist.
It probably is because of that. I don't know.
But yeah, I just really didn't enjoy him. Like he wasn't really that great to me. Like he wasn't. Could have been better.
Yeah.
Like, and you know, even like the acting there, I was just like, something was missing. There was
Yeah.
no connection there
Yeah.
for me. Like, I mean, of course, like I was like I wasn't rooting for him, but you know, like I just didn't like him.
Yeah.
You know, like, and it wasn't that like, oh, he's making me feel like I don't like him. You know,
Yeah.
it was more like I just
Greykov.
Dreykov. I was close.
Cool. He was sleazy even. Like it was just weird. Like the whole pheromonal.
Just
like,
wanna put him in a
protection
tracksuit.
thing.
I don't know. To me, he was what's his name? The CEO of Fox. Like that's
Murdoch?
Yeah. Like that was it. Like that. That's what he
Yeah.
was. He just slightly more evil.
Slightly.
Slightly.
Just
Yeah.
No, I think he would have been a worse villain than this guy.
They put a fake mustache on him at one point, like in the beginning, like when they first
make him look
introduced
younger?
Yeah.
I guess, which made no sense because then
Yeah,
later
that's
on,
right.
you know, he had like a fake mustache. It was just weird. Even Ross, Thunderbolt.
Oh, yeah,
Ross.
Thunderbolt Ross.
Wasn't he CG
He
in the
looked
first part of the
weird.
movie?
Yeah,
No,
he-
I swear he was CG in the first part of the movie.
He looked very weird because I
Yeah.
remember thinking like, is that the same actor? Because
I even- yeah.
he looks younger, like and just kind of.
Maybe
Off,
they had
which-
to.
But that's,
no, because-
like,
because
how
that
much
was-
older does he look now? Then, like that they had to CG him to look younger because he's
Because-
already an old guy.
Yeah, because that's just taking place between Civil War and
Yeah.
like it didn't go
you're
back
right.
that far.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it was weird the way the CG.
Well, maybe the actor aged a little bit more, so they had to keep him looking the same.
But-
Well,
I mean, even when you see him in,
he looks super frail in this movie. To me, I was like, he looks older, kind of the way he was. But then again, I haven't seen him like in even
I don't know.
recent,
To me, he looked off.
Yeah.
and I can't put my finger on what it is.
it was
I'm
a
kinda
CG
just-
thing. You could
just
tell
guessing.
they CG'd it. Like he looked kind of like dead in the face because of CG. It's what
Yeah.
it looked like to me. Like I'm like, why is he CG? That was the first thing I thought. So
I wonder if they're gonna make him Red Hulk.
I don't know. Like, do you think they even can? You know, like at a
Well,
certain
I mean,
point.
at some point it won't matter because then they really won't need him.
He'll
you
just
know?
be
Like,
CG.
Yeah, and then he
Oh,
can
because
just
he
provide
just-
the voice.
Oh, he just stays
Yeah.
as Red Hulk. Oh, okay. I didn't know that. I forgot that part.
Yeah,
Crazy.
But I mean, overall, I like the movie. Of course, there were things I didn't like.
Yeah.
Like I said, the Marvel fight scenes,
Yeah.
which I really hope are remedied in Shang-Chi, because there's gonna be a lot of fighting.
A
in
lot
that
of
movie.
fighting.
Yeah,
It's a
it's basically a kung
Martial
fu
arts
movie.
movie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah, no, it
martial
just
arts.
can't have because I remember Jackie.
I wasn't trying to correct you. I was just saying it at the same
No,
time.
no, you're right.
I was,
I'm not trying to be all. Not trying to get
Wrong.
canceled.
Oh my God.
again. Yeah.
I remember watching an interview with Jackie Chan when he talks about that he doesn't like making movies in America because of how many cuts there are in the fight scenes.
Like there's
Yeah.
no. Yeah.
And you can tell the difference when you watch like an actual like Chinese produced
Yes.
Jackie Chan movie versus an American one. I mean, maybe not as crazy with his movies because he's more involved, I
Yeah.
guess. But the Chinese ones are like, like way more fun.
So much more. I remember in this interview too when I'm sorry, like little sidetrack.
No, it's okay.
It was so
we
cool.
do it all the time.
He was talking about how one of the ways that he choreographs with his stuntmen are through grunts. So however they grunt, he knows if they're gonna throw a kick, high kick,
cool.
low kick, and he knows like how to move, and I think that's so cool.
Yeah.
You know, like that's a great way to kind of.
It seems even natural, right? Yeah.
Because they're grunting at him, so he knows. You're gonna throw a right hook, so I'm gonna duck. You know.
Yeah.
Or a high kick, and like it's super cool.
Yeah. What was like your favorite scene in the movie?
Probably the Yelena teasing Scarlett about the pose.
Oh yeah, it was fun. It was a funny scene.
It's just adorable.
Like, why do you keep doing the hair thing? Like, are you like? It's like somebody's watching you.
but then when she does it later in the movie, she just shudders like.
Yeah. It was a funny scene.
Yeah,
it was a funny scene.
That was definitely one of the.
Yeah.
I mean, it was. I realized that it wasn't plot integral.
Yeah.
But it was fun.
Yeah.
And I think they have that chemistry.
Yeah.
That sister chemistry.
Okay.
I think it fits.
I got you.
Because Yelena definitely comes off as the bratty sister.
The bratty sister for sure. I wanted to slap her a few times. Stop. Fuck.
I mean, I did too, but
was that
Predator?
She was yeah. I don't know where I was gonna go. What about you, Megan? What was your favorite scene? Did you like the movie or not? I'm confused. I feel like now we talked about it.
I have to watch it again. Okay. I'm not one of those people that can watch a movie just once and then like if it's like when it comes to like the MCU, I need to watch it. Like I was telling Jose, like I'm gonna like put it in the timeline this week. So
got it. And then watch all the movies.
Yeah.
Like, oh girl.
Well, I've watched.
I'm exhausted for you, but okay, cool.
No, I enjoy them because I always learn something new.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
I really enjoy the movies.
So after Civil War, don't forget that.
Civil War is like my favorite movie.
Yeah. Okay, cool. So
yeah. Mine's Winter Soldier.
Winter Soldier.
Yeah.
I like Civil War a lot. Like.
Which one's yours?
My favorite movie, I would say Endgame. It's gonna be my favorite. I because of everything converging and the whole universe coming together to stop Thanos for sure.
Teary-eyed thinking about.
Oh man!
It happens.
Yeah,
okay,
no, that was such a good that final scene was so good.
Love
and then we talked about Thor being kind of who he just accepted himself in that point.
Avengers Assemble line always makes you cry.
Yeah, no, like I get chills. I get chills about it. So yeah,
and then Thor's just
sure.
like
yes.
I'm like
Yeah.
Okay.
When they all fly in. Yeah. Sorry, go ahead.
So Megan, your favorite?
So like I thought it was really cute. Like I really like Yelena. She was my favorite character in like the whole movie. So
she was adorable.
She was so cute.
This is not a cool way to die.
But where she's like telling Black Widow, or she's telling Natasha about her vest. She's like, it's a cool vest.
In the car. Yeah.
And then
I knew it.
She's like, I knew it. Like I thought that was really cute, and I really enjoyed that. Also, like at the end when she gives Black Widow the vest, she gives her vest at the end of the movie. And that's the vest that we see her wearing when she comes back with Captain, and I was like, I like that. Because I just thought it was really cute. Like, and I like that whole, I guess because I love my sister. So, like, I just thought it was really cute. Like, like they have their little sister moments. And to Yelena, like, this was all real to her. Like, that's the closest thing she's going to have to a sister.
Yeah, and like you said, this is the first thing I ever bought for myself.
Yeah, and I thought that was really cute. And I enjoyed that. But as for like an actual like fight scenes or anything like that, I like when Natasha broke her nose. And I know that's like really like, oh, what the fuck? No, I'm like, damn, this girl is like badass. Yeah. Like she just broke her nose. Like, so it, severs the nerve for the olfactory senses. And she's just like, all right, I'm good, like, and I just thought.
She even said it herself.
Yeah.
Yeah, she did. And
you said she said it?
Yeah.
She put it back. Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah. Like, I thought that was awesome. Like I enjoyed that.
Yeah, it was crazy.
Yeah, one of the things that pocket, the vest pocket, every female I've ever met, if you compliment their dress, they'll always say thanks. It has pockets, and they always look so genuinely excited about that.
Because men don't appreciate their pockets. Like,
I love my pockets.
I have like everything that has a pocket. I'm like, yes, because then you could put stuff in it. You don't have to carry a stupid purse. Like,
yeah.
And our clothes usually doesn't have pockets.
Yeah, or like really small pockets. And
yeah, look
yeah.
Look at these shorts. No pockets in the front. What the hell?
What?
Yeah, look.
Wait, you mean to tell me that those pockets are just
they're
decoration?
Just decoration?
Yeah, look.
What the hell?
And then I have like, you know, those. Okay, so when your pockets have that small little baby inner pocket.
Yeah.
Right?
Yes.
This one's functional.
Oh my god.
What am I gonna put in there? A quarter?
Yeah.
For
so
my
weird.
gum later, I guess. But the back pockets work. So.
Oh, okay.
I
Well,
don't know.
something, I guess. That's weird. But I've seen people get their phone stolen that way, so by putting it in their back pocket.
Oh.
Yeah,
well,
like some girl, like her phone got snatched just from the back
I usually
pocket.
just carry it in my hand.
Yeah,
but,
it makes sense.
But no, it's like it sucks because
Yeah.
like usually like.
You should
we
try
don't
getting a
have enough
vest.
pockets. I was thinking about it.
There's a theory that says that the reason that women's clothing or like your jeans, they have small pockets or no pockets
To sell more purses.
It's to sell more purses.
I was just kidding.
No, it's no joke. That's the theory though.
Wow.
To sell more purses.
Well, joke's on them. I carry a backpack. It's my exorcist backpack everywhere.
Yeah.
Fancy dinner, exorcist backpack. Yeah, I just bought one purse, and that was because I have to do like job interviews or whatever. I don't want to walk in with an exorcist backpack.
What about you, Jaime? You haven't told us about your favorite scene.
So my favorite scene was the American Pie scene, the first one and the second one actually.
Okay.
Yeah.
When he sings it for her in the room.
When he sings it for her in the room, yeah, I thought it was very appropriate. I thought he was gonna die. I thought he should have died.
Wow, that went south so quick.
This would be the day that I die. He said it. Like he should have died in that moment. Totally
You
got
have absolutely no emotional connection to this movie at all.
to them, yeah. Like
So who are you
Natasha's the
connected
only
to?
one I was connected to, and I guess that's right. But Yelena too. I'll say Yelena too. But
Oh,
Red
that's
Guardian.
so convincing.
Yeah, she
well,
was like, I guess.
She was just annoying.
No, she wasn't. She was
so annoying.
adorable.
Okay, that's a matter of opinion. But I knew
No,
Tracy.
In
no,
your
it's
opinion
not.
is
It's
wrong.
a fact.
I love my sister, by the way. I do. Like my
I
sister and I
can
are really
tell.
Apparently
close.
not.
My sister and I are really close.
Not enough for you to compliment her pocket vest.
Yelena was not my sister, first of all. But no, it just but it was a
Glad
cool
she's
scene.
not my sister.
And you know what's funny though? Although the both American Pie scenes were my favorite scenes, they were really cute. Like her, like them. I want to listen to my favorite song, and then him singing it to her. That was the moment of that kind of the connection, right? That they had. That also though led me to one of the scenes that I thought was stupid as heck, and it's about the details, right? So when he says this would be the day that I die, right? This would be the day that I die. He kind of oh, excuse me, there's a big spotlight that gets put onto the room,
Yeah.
right? And he gets tranquilized, right, with one, and then a bunch of them, and then finally he
That
knocks
was
out.
hilarious.
It was hilarious, right? That part was hilarious, right? But then why was like Yelena hiding in the light? Like that didn't make sense to me. She was like trying to hide in the light. Like she was in the light, and somehow she didn't get tranquilized, even though she was standing right there in bright ass white. Well,
I mean,
white
she
and
was
hers.
Well, I mean, she's still on the ground.
Yeah, I thought she
and
was sitting.
away
No,
from the window.
She was standing.
She was standing?
She was standing.
Because I remember
Again,
her
I gotta
sitting on the
rewatch
ground.
it.
She stood up. She stood up and hid in the light as like this big old spotlight is shining, and like he got hit,
Yeah.
but she didn't get hit. You
Well,
know,
I mean,
type
maybe
of
she's
thing.
just out of the way of the window.
It was no.
Because I mean, if you shine a light through your window, then the light might, it spreads.
Well,
There's that
I get what
spread.
you're saying.
But then, like, if they start shooting through the window, and you're on the side, it's not gonna hit you.
Okay. Yeah, okay. I mean, she walked in the same direction as where he got hit. On
I'm
top
about
of
to
that,
watch the movie right now. Just
I'm telling you guys because I did see it twice.
You were asleep.
I did see it. No, I saw it. And by the way, that scene I actually saw it before I fell asleep. So okay, so there was that scene, and then she goes out into the I guess to the.
Jesus,
Wow.
Jaime,
I
calm
have such
down.
an issue.
I'm
It's because
sorry.
I'm so expressive. I'm sorry. So she goes out and to go to find Melina. Melina and Natasha, but she goes into the light where again she could have got shot and nobody shot her. But okay, that's just me. If you guys rewatch it, let me know. I mean,
at that point, though, the whole house is
lit up. Yeah,
I think you're just
being
but she wasn't. But no, but just in that moment, it didn't make sense to me. It was one of those things that I even said the director didn't understand how lighting works. Like because like to me, it didn't make sense. Like you're hiding in the light. That doesn't make sense. If you have a big light in your living room, that means they can see you. They can see what's going on. But just because
they can see you, I mean they can hit you.
But they got Guardian with like 20 of them.
Standing right in front of the window.
She passed by that window. She walked in that. Watch it again, Jose. I'm just kidding.
I mean, I'm gonna, but
so yeah, that was my favorite scene was the American Pie one. That scene didn't make sense to me right after
that. Okay.
Details, guys. Details. All right, worst scenes for you guys.
Worst scenes. Oh man, I'll probably have to put some thought. Well, I think mine still stands at that beginning montage.
Oh okay.
Like
that Teen Spirit.
Yeah, it smells like Teen Spirit.
Yeah.
It just didn't do it for me, and it made it a little harder for me to invest myself in the movie, just because I was sitting there like, really?
Yeah. Why didn't they show more of the Red Room and the training there and then? They showed a little bit, but nothing like so intense for me to be like, what's going on? The gruesome. No, it's not gruesome. Movie. Like I just want to know what's happening because you're telling me that this is so bad that this is what they do. They gave you a hysterectomy. Ooh, what do you want me to do? You know, like
there wasn't enough.
Like that's not enough hysterectomies for you.
What? No, I'm saying there wasn't enough. There wasn't enough of the group. Like, well, of the whole situation. Like what you're saying. By the way, there were containers in this scene too. And we all know how I feel about containers. So there were more containers than the Red Room, by the way.
And here we are. See, like, and that's what I think. Like, I think that there should have been more just explaining. You know, because it's Marvel. Again, you can cut away from like fight scenes and contact, but you can't at least show me like what's happening. You don't have to say like, okay, this is happening, but let's just say maybe someone like has like, I don't know, some kind of like stick or something, you know, like to kind of point because they're like ballet, you know. So I know something that shows what's happening in this infamous Red Room that we don't know.
It does feel like we saw more of the Red Room in Age of Ultron.
Yeah.
Also, I'm sorry, I interrupted your horrible scene. Oh, okay. Well, can I answer that one too?
Oh yes, of course.
Okay. I didn't like that once we got into the Red Room.
The Red Room? Yeah, it was the Red Room.
Because the whole thing, right?
It was the Red Room.
The whole thing,
that was considered the Red Room.
Once we're in there, and we see a little bit of the girls' training, the Black Widow's training, and then they stop. Because Melina walks in there.
Like I was literally
Melania walks in.
Let's just call her Melania. That's her new name.
No,
I'm just kidding.
I don't want to hurt her like that.
No, you're right.
But
don't mess with Rachel Weisz.
Yeah, I absolutely.
It's Weisz, right?
Sure.
Because it's spelled with a W, but I think it's pronounced Weiss.
But she says it Weiss.
Oh, does she?
I've heard it always just Weiss.
Because I've heard it Weiss a lot.
Weiss is the German translation for it. But yeah, like I really hated that. I was like, why are you stopping? Show me more.
That's what I was thinking. So that's kind of where her motherly instinct comes from. Because you're right. When she walks by and she looks into the room, everybody just stops and kind of looks at her. And to me, it was like, did she play mom to all of these girls at some point?
She's a terrible mother if that's the case, because she's the one that was like helping with the control, you know. And again, these girls don't know what they're doing, which is something else I want to kind of talk about, but after this. But yeah, I really just didn't like that scene. Like they're training, and I feel like, cool, I'm gonna see like some badass training, you know, like they're all in uniform, they're all synced up, you know, and I'm like, okay, more. And no, she's standing at the window, so we all gotta look. Like, what kind of classroom is this? You guys have no like focus.
Really? Have you ever been in a classroom? It's
basically
a classroom in America.
It's chaos, like you know, like and they're Russian, so they should have more focus than this. some John Wick focus. Ooh, John Wick. Anyways, but go ahead, Jaime.
No, that was it for me. I just want to know what you guys thought about that. Do you guys know the Taskmaster's name? I'm just curious.
Antonia.
Oh, good job. Thank you. Work.
Nope. Never gotten it.
It was Antonia. I just saw that right now, so I thought I should ask. I was just curious.
Nope. No clue.
Yeah.
Taskmaster was so forgettable.
Yeah.
And I was so upset at that.
I know.
Because I like Taskmaster.
Yeah. I'm sorry I brought it up.
So I'm going to go back to the Red Room training.
Yes, let's go back there.
In my head.
Yeah.
First of all, this is all that movie was for me, by the way.
Yeah.
This is the only reason why I actually watched the movie.
Yeah.
Because I was like, ooh, let's see, right? But so we are informed, or they gave us the information that Natasha was conditioned. So she was trained and conditioned to be the way she is. She was also selected genetically. So that's why she is superior in her fighting styles. Because I was looking at her fighting styles. I'm like, these Black Widows should like have similar, right? But they're not. Like, she's better. Yeah. She just is. And maybe because that's Scarlett Johansson. But anyways, but she's just better, you know? And we learned that, you know, she was genetically selected, which that's kind of cool.
Yeah.
And then second, she was conditioned. So she's not mind controlled. So then I was like, okay, like, it's just lazy of the Red Room at this point, because you're mind controlling these girls to be assassins, and they don't want to. So I think that's also what's keeping them from being like at their full potential.
Oh, they're trying to break out at the same time.
Yeah, they're not being conditioned. You know, you
they're
don't have that. Exactly, you don't have that mentality of this is for the cause. Like, you know, this is for the mission. You know, they have the
for Mother Russia.
Yes, but they're just being controlled. You know. And I think that makes them like less superior, you know, like.
No, that makes sense.
And I was just like watching it the whole time, like, wow, Red Room, you're disappointment in every way to me.
Yeah, it was just the placement of the movie at the end of the day, where it just kind of that we could have got more about the Red Room if we didn't do it after Civil War. You know, like if it would have been like a whole like
an origin story.
An origin story. Yeah, I'm still stuck on that.
I don't need to see a Black Widow origin story at this point.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm like we're too far into the universe to go back.
But we would have got more
somewhere
Red Room.
new. We're in a new chapter in our MCU lives.
Yeah, I mean, but after Civil War and before, you know, before Infinity Wars, you know. That new place.
I'm just gonna go back and watch Civil War.
I'm not being sassy at you guys. That was just my thought about.
I mean, I thought differently, so could have fooled me.
Yeah. Well, you know, in the end though, like I did end up enjoying it, and this time that I didn't like fall asleep. Like there was more that I saw. I was like, oh wow, this last hour of the movie got me. I'm interested. Like I was really interested. I was really into the last hour of it. I like some of the battle scenes. There could have been a little bit more, obviously, right? But overall, like it went from being like just kind of okay, then just being a little boring for me in the middle, but then like kind of being a lot better towards the end for me personally. So I guess that just came out to be like a C+B for me.
Okay.
In that realm.
I could see that.
Yeah. So I did enjoy it after all. I especially the second go around, I enjoyed it more.
Yeah, I have to watch it again, and that's only so I can catch like other things.
But you did like it though, right?
I did. Overall, I did. Again, I'm gonna watch it again.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna watch it in the timeline. Yeah. So it'll probably make more sense, and it'll probably be better, because that makes a difference to me. Because Captain Marvel. Let me talk.
I just have a question.
Never. So
I have so many questions.
So, Captain Marvel, I didn't like it at the beginning. When I first watched the movie, everyone was so hyped about it. Everyone was like, oh my God, it's the greatest movie, you know? And then when I watched it, I was like, okay, it's good. You know, that was it. It wasn't like, oh my God, this is incredible. It was more like, okay, it's good. But once I watched it again, First of all, Goose will always be my favorite character. But
had to be the damn cat.
He's a flurgan. But
Flarkin.
But once I watched it again and then I placed it into the timeline, I actually really enjoy that movie like a lot. And I'm not a Brie Larson fan. So I think that's what kind of killed it for me too. I was like, okay, you know?
Yeah.
But I actually enjoy her in this, like in that movie a lot, you know? And I'm just like, oh, this is great, you know? And now I sing a different tune about Captain Marvel.
Cool.
So I'm hoping that's what will happen.
You'll like it
the
more.
Black Widow movies.
Got it.
Putting it in the right time.
Yeah.
But no, what I was gonna ask is, if you're gonna go back and watch everything, in order, will you include WandaVision, Falcon and the Winter Soldier? Because technically,
no,
Falcon
I
and the
do
Winter
only
Soldier,
the movies.
Okay.
Like I'm not gonna put in the, because I feel like if you put in, you can.
Those are both after though. Infinity War. I mean, Endgame.
Yeah, they're after Endgame, but I was still wondering if
I mean, you technically can,
Yeah.
but honestly, like it doesn't really make sense to, because that's just kind of throwing in like little tiny side stories of a certain character, like.
But no, like that's
because
all
this
at the end.
No, but this one comes in like completely for everyone. It tells you what's happening and it fits in
The universe, the continuity.
Exactly.
Okay.
So, I mean, for me personally,
I get it.
Personal preference. And I'm not trying to prolong. I'm trying to watch all the movies.
So you're not telling me that you're gonna finish the first Avengers and immediately start Agent Carter?
I don't know. I'm not gonna do that.
So what did you think overall, Jose?
I liked it. I highly enjoyed it. I love Scarlett Johansson. I love her so much, and you know,
That's like, oh my god.
Hey, you let me love ScarJo the way I want.
No, because that's assault. Okay.
Yeah.
I really liked Yelena Florence. The way she played the character was great. I enjoyed their interactions, and even that with Red Guardian and with Melina. they were fun to watch, and she was still so genuine and heartfelt. You know, when they're having that scene at the dinner table, where she was just like, you know, it was real to me. Like, you know, you feel it. You know where she's coming from at that point. I feel like Taskmaster, they dropped the ball.
Yeah.
Because Taskmaster should have been a lot more than it was.
I forgot Taskmaster's in
Yes,
Yeah.
right.
Like, and we're talking about it, and I forgot. And I was like, oh yeah. And I'm like, the Red Room.
The Red Room was a real villain.
And Taskmaster should have been so much greater than it was, you know?
Yeah.
And I mean, especially because I would have eventually liked to have seen a Taskmaster versus Deadpool. Because in the, like, Taskmaster can't follow Deadpool's movements. Like, he can't mimic them. Because
so
they make no
drunken.
sense.
Yeah.
So, like, I would have loved to have seen that, like, a confused Taskmaster trying to fight Deadpool. Like, it would have been great. But now that Taskmaster's awakened and technically not a villain anymore, like, what are you guys, what is this gonna be? I think Taskmaster would have worked to have taken Loki's place, and kind of not and kind of like just, you know, show up and she's doing things for money rather than her own, like more of a mercenary rather than whatever the hell that's this is. I don't even know.
Yeah.
I wish we would have had more of the Red Room. That's where I'm at with that.
Yeah. I'm really the post credit. There are post credit scenes as well, and we did kind of talk about it already with Valentina coming into the so it's a Dark Avengers thing. Is that what we said that they're leading
Julia
to?
Louis-Dreyfus is amazing.
Yeah, she's funny. Yeah,
she's funny.
Yeah, and the in this scene, there's a whistling scene too, right? Was there a whistling scene in the beginning?
Yes.
Okay, because I don't remember that, and I saw it twice.
When they're little girls.
They whistle?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. I just want to make sure that
you saw it twice.
I missed it. Yeah, I missed the first one. I remember the second one,
and
then the third one at the end. But I missed the first one twice. So yeah, and she obviously she blames
She's like, we're both upside down.
Okay.
No.
Oh my god.
Jesus sake.
I'll watch it a third time.
So he didn't watch it.
He's like, I'll watch it after my Army of the Dead rewatch.
The containers. And she, Ronan, or Hawkeye is going to be the target. We'll see.
I was going to see like would that. Do you think that would be a full-fledged movie, or might that be in the Hawkeye series?
I feel like it's going to be in the Hawkeye series. Yeah,
it would make more sense, but since
maybe she succeeds.
But like I'm just wondering if like that whole series, is it supposed to be him training Kate Bishop? Just how.
And then it's like the end of him too.
Yeah.
I feel like that's where it's going to go. Like maybe Elena's going to succeed in whatever she's trying to do.
They're finally going to take out Hawkeye. Oh, I did like that scene though where she's like, "Oh, he didn't want to attack you because then you might bring in one of the big ones."
Yeah.
And she's like, "What do you mean?" She's like, "Well, does anybody else have to take an ibuprofen after a fight?"
Yeah. That's so funny. Cool.
Yeah, but I mean, overall, I liked the movie.
Same.
I enjoyed it. I wish they had done more with Taskmaster. Megan wishes they had done more with the Redroom. Jaime wishes they had done more with Scarlet.
With people.
Oh my god.
No, it was overall I liked it. I did like it. By the way, you were right, Megan. You can watch the movie. It's like you own it. Because I've been able to watch it. I thought it was within 24 hours, but it's been longer than that because I didn't see it. Sunday. Yeah, so I saw it today. Cool. Thank you for that information. I didn't know that.
You're welcome. I was just guessing.
Thank you.
So I have the AMC pass, so I can go watch it whenever I want.
There you go. Or you could come here if you want to hang out.
I could come here.
You know, we could cuddle.
This is a really nice place.
You're not welcome, Megan.
I don't want to come. Thank you. I've been here way too long today.
You can be here as much as you want as well.
I don't want to.
We have snacks and water.
There is no snacks, guys.
There are no snacks.
There's only water.
There's water. And Dr. Pepper, but she doesn't want that.
And Dr. Pepper, which I opened one, but I'm not going to drink it. I'm probably going to have Jose drink it.
I got you.
Yeah.
I got you, boo.
Cool.
I figured you drink it. And I was like, oh.
All right.
But there's no snacks here, guys.
There's Cheerios. They're probably old, though.
There's still Cheerios.
There's no snacks here.
I can order McDonald's.
Nobody wants your precious McDonald's.
The ghost delivers. All right.
Who are you going to call?
Jaime? Or Uber? McDonald's?
All right. I think we covered at least the major plot points.
Yeah.
Sure, we missed stuff. I only seen the movie once. Megan's only watched it once. Jaime, in between his Army of the Dead rewatches, has only watched it a time and a half.
3 times. Not twice. Time and a half, that's right.
Yeah, time and a half because he fell asleep.
We're good.
So, yeah, I mean, if you guys are enjoying the show, again, please subscribe. And
tell your
reviews.
friends.
I don't have friends. Oh,
He felt so attacked.
Oh my god! Wow.
So
and by the way, you keep saying that, and both Megan and I, or at least I, am here. You know, like through this because I know how Megan feels.
This is the reason that I chose you two to have the podcast with.
Well, we're your friends.
You're the only friends I have.
Well, we're here. We're here. We're your friends.
Well, you guys already know about the podcast.
Yes. Oh, damn. You're right. I guess I got to tell more people then.
Yes,
but anyway,
friends.
Our friends
will make t-shirts.
Tell our other friends and tell your other friends, and we can get more listeners that way. And like you said, reviews. Is that what you're going to say?
Reviews, yes. Yeah. If you guys could review, if you like the show, please drop a review. If you don't, keep it to yourself.
No, shouldn't you still review it? Does that how it works? Does it work like the YouTube's like engagement or anything?
Yeah.
I don't know how podcasts work, man.
I know that. We have only one review, but it's just a star rating.
Yeah.
So
we're technically
a 5-star podcast.
Yes.
Tell your friends.
Tell your friends. You're welcome. We have great quality content.
Yeah. You know what? I've listened to other podcasts and I'm just like, yeah, we're better than these guys.
Yeah. I like our vibe. Together.
I don't listen to us, so.
You should.
I show up. All right. That's all you
Megan
get.
doesn't have to listen to us because she lived it.
I don't need more of this.
Yeah. Good. It's been a fun day, though. 2 recordings today, and it's been great.
Yeah.
So,
and thank you, Jaime, for letting us use your beautiful place.
Yes.
No, and thanks for the compliment.
Oh, yeah, it's wonderful, and I highly enjoy it, and I would gladly drive here every day we record.
We will be here. Then we shall do it here.
Sounds good to me.
All right.
All right. Anything else you guys want to add?
I'm good.
No, I'm good.
All right. Have a good day.
Bye.
Bye.